Hello everyone. So let us continue with the arrays chapter, second part, two-dimensional arrays. We have two-dimensional arrays. The topic is about two-dimensional arrays. See, in the two-dimensional arrays, elements, there will be a same property. There will be a group of elements. All elements will be of same data type. All elements are identified by one name, differentiated with a serial number called index, right? But only the difference is, like as yesterday we had seen the diagram, the multi-dimensional matrix. Today, see once again, where in this there will be a more than one row, more than one column. It will be like a tabular structure. You can see that this matrix, its order is 3 rows, 4 columns. Fine. So when there are more than one row, more than one column, then it is two-dimensional matrix. So this is the column index 0, 1, 2. Index starts from always 0. These are the column indices. Similarly, here row indices will be there. 0, 1, 2. Right. So this is the two-dimensional arrays structure, where there will be a more than one row, more than one column. So you can see that these are rows and these are columns. There are 3 rows, 4 columns. Indices of the rows are marked from 0, 1, 2, and even the columns indices are marked from 0, 1, 2, 3. Even though total number of columns are 4, the last index will be 3 because it is starting from 0. All right, take a snapshot of this diagram. Fine. So now here, that means data will be stored in the form of matrix, exactly to implement matrix feature of mathematics into the computer program with the help of a feature called two-dimensional arrays. So if you want to declare this declaration, what you have to do, you have to write data type, array name, two-dimensional array name, and you have to specify number of rows and columns. Example, int say a of 3, 4. That means 3 rows, 4 columns. This is the way of declaration. In the same way, you can use float character also. And then initialization. Initialization of array. Two-dimensional array, especially, remember. Suppose if it is like int a of 2 by 2, I'm writing 2 by 3, you take no problem. Right. So here you have to put a set of opening and closing braces. Within that, this is the first row where I want to give number 6, 3. There are 3 columns, right? 3 values I have to specify, comma. And after that, second row, change the values. 9, 1, 2. Right? For the last row, we should not give comma and semicolon. This is one way. You can declare int a of any size I'm showing you with example 2 by 3, where in this, even it is possible that you can give limited values. Remaining values will be taken as 0. Like this, even it is possible that you can declare directly int a of 2, 3. Directly see how many values you require, 6 values, right? 6, 3, 7, 2, 1, 9. All the 6 values directly you can write like this also, right? Different methodologies of initialization. And then accessing elements. So accessing element means in arrays we have these values, right? You can see that 6, 3, 7, 2, 1, 9 is there. These are the values. Fine. So here commas I am deleting. This is your array. Fine. And these are the indices 0, 1, 2. Fine. And similarly, one. And here this is 0 and this is 1. This is just a separator. Okay. This is the separator. Now in this, see this is 0, 0 means 6. 0, 1 means 3. 0, 2 means 7. The indices of the elements, that is, you need to know very clearly. Suppose this number 1, leave it, 9 will take. It is in the row number 1 and the column index 2. Hence, if I want this value, I must write a of 1, 2. 1 is the row index, 2 is the column index. You can access like this. Fine. So here we'll have one simple program to read and write array elements. We'll have int a of 2. What we do, we'll have maximum a of 5, I'm taking. Along with that, int ij will declare in the for loop only. R and C, two variables I'm taking. R is representing total number of rows out of 5. So I'll say enter the number of rows and columns. That's nothing but what? Order of matrix C is R, C. And then we'll have enter the elements where we need to write 2 for loops. In one for representing the row indices, I is less than R, I plus plus, and one more for loop is required. Where for this you need to write J. Then here we'll say C in A of ij. Fine. This is the reading part which is required for almost all the programs. For printing, what you have to do, the same part I'll copy and paste. Instead of enter the elements, we will say elements of array R slash n elements of array R. And then instead of C out, you have to write, instead of C in, you have to write C out. and operator you have to change. I'll use set W of say 5 and print the element. As I'm using set W, that means you have to include IO manage. And after the first for loop, when it is moving to the second for loop, it should go to the next line. So /n or endl here, right? Now let us execute and see. Enter the number of rows. I enter 2 by 3. 2 enter, 3 enter. Now enter 6 elements. 6, 3, 6, 3, 7, 2, 1, 9. Here this I haven't changed it. J should be less than C. Here also in the reading part. That is why it got closed immediately. 2 rows, 3 columns, and the values are 6, 3, 7, 2, 1, 9. All the 6 numbers it has accepted, and it is showing you like matrix. Okay. This is a program. Take a screenshot. Now, this only, suppose if you want to calculate sum, what we do, we'll have one extra variable sum equal to 0, where here I'll write sum equal to sum plus e of ij. Fine, sum, all the elements sum will be added, and this printing of a array is not required for us, so I delete. It's not required. So here what we do, we'll have cout /n sum equal to sum variable. Now execute. Enter the 2 by 4 I'll enter. That means I need to enter 8 elements. So sum is 44. Okay. And if you want to go with, say, if you want to calculate even sum, yesterday we did no. If E of I we did, today we have to do E of ij modulus 2 is equal to 0. Now instead of general sum, it will print even sum. Similarly, if you make it 1, modulus 2 is equal to 1 means you get odd sum. So this is the thing. This is what calculating the sum. Now here the sum I'll cancel. I want to print the transpose of a matrix. So what I do, transpose means you will be knowing very well. All of you are science students. If there are any common students here, 6, 3, 7, 2, 1, 9 is there no. Transpose means convert rows into columns. 6 enter, 3 enter, 7 rows converted into columns. Then 2, 1, 9. This is transpose of a matrix. So to do that, one way is just change this I to J and J to I. Okay, here in the printing, we'll execute. This time enter 2 by 2. Right? My elements are 1, 2, 3, 4. See, 1, 2, 3, 4 means I entered like this 1, 2, 3, 4. But there you see columns are converted into rows, rows converted into columns. Okay. This is how transpose of a matrix you can achieve. And there are a lot of programs you can do it, but in your syllabus there are less programs. There is one more called as multiplication of matrix, where in the multiplication of matrix, you need totally 3 arrays. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is what 2 by 3. Fine. Let us call this as R1 by C1. Similarly, second array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The order of this matrix is 3 by 2, 3 rows, 2 columns. Let us call this as R2 by C2, order of matrix. The resultant matrix will be of 4 places, 4, 2 by 2. That is C1 by R2. So R1 by C2. R1 by C2. R1 is how much? 2. C2 is how much? 2. That means 2 by 2 will be the resultant matrix. And how multiplication is done? Every row of first matrix should be multiplied with every column of second matrix, right? Same thing has to be repeated with this row also. So to do this, what we have to do, you need to have 3 arrays, right? So B of this we copy and paste. E and C. We'll call this as B. We'll make this as C. Enter the order for matrix. Only R and C is not enough. R1, C1, comma, R2, comma, C2. And then you require one more variable, L you require, along with the, leave it, we'll take it in the for loop. Enter the number of rows and columns for first matrix. Fine. So it is R1 by C1. Fine. Where you can see that the number of columns what we have in the first matrix, it should be equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. Hence, R2 will receive the value of C1. So that second matrix rows we have received it. Now what we do, we'll ask only the number of columns for enter the number of columns for second matrix. Because first rows of second matrix we have received it. Here it is C2. Then enter the elements. Enter the elements for first array. That is very important. So this is all same. Now we need to have input of one more array. So here we'll say enter the elements for second array. But in the for loop, you have to change this as R1, C1. This is R2, C2. Fine. We got the elements for second array. So this we have to make as B. After that, the resultant array, a result of multiplication or product to matrices. Then here the printing should be R1, and here this is C2. And after this, you have to initialize C of ij equal to 0, third array. After that, you need one more array, int L equal to 0. L is less than C1. Because C1 and R2 are equal. And then L plus plus. Every row has to be multiplied with every column of second matrix. No, for that, this will work like a mediator. C of ij equal to, it is C of ij plus A of il multiplied by B of lj. Fine. And then after calculating, you have to print. So you can do calculation and printing, you can do it later. That is better. You can include here also for clarity's sake. So only calculation I have done here. Cout handle is not required. See the for loop structure, you see how I have written. Write it like that only so that it will be clear while tracing. Press C of ij. But along with that, we have to write set W of say 5 for leaving the gap. Cout handle. One more closing brace of entire loop. Now let us execute and check. So first one I should enter 2 by 3. Second one I should enter 3 by 2. 1 minute. Correct. 1 moment. Once again. First matrix is 2 rows, 3 columns. Second matrix columns are already known. Only number of columns you have to enter. First array elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second element is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Answer will be 22, 28, 49, 64. It should come down just. That means here at the end, I should have one slash here. So that this will come to the next line. Result of multiplications coming 2 times. That means here also it is present. So this has to be cancelled. Okay. This is the program for matrix multiplication. If you want, you can take screenshot. Right. Okay. This is what we have in your syllabus. Declaration, initialization, different formats that given here assigning it as values. If you do like this, all value will be 0. How accessing can be done. The row index, column index, and the programs reading and printing, transpose, sum of 2 matrices they have done. For sum of 2 matrices, you see they have taken 3 matrices, 2 input and 1 output. They are asking the order for 2 matrices separately, like how we did for product, and enter the elements, first matrix, second matrix, and comparison. Both the orders are equal. Then A of ij, B of ij will be added and stored in S of ij, third array, and it is going to be printed on the screen. Then product is that same program. And the sum of all rows and the sum of all columns. So here you see they have taken separate R sum, C sum, row sum, column sum. For row sum, they have written one for loop. For column sum, they have written separate for loop. So what you have to do for loop, R sum is equal to 0. R sum is equal to R sum plus C of ij and print it immediately in the context of I loop. And this time you see instead of E of ij, they are making E of ji so that it will print calculate column sum. Right. Is a matrix is a rectangular or a square or a scalar matrix? First, you have to take input of a matrix. If order of matrix, if M is equal to 1, it's a square. And first element is assigned to scalar element. If E of ij is not equal to scalar element, scalar will become 0 and break. And then it will print about scalar. Otherwise, it's a rectangular matrix. Multi-dimensional array. Yesterday only I have explained. Okay. Thank you. This is the end of chapter 11. We'll continue in the next class for 12th chapter. Okay. If anyone interested in joining online classes, kindly contact, right? So my contact numbers, it is displayed in the previous videos also. Here also I'm writing once again. You can just WhatsApp me 978792421505. Okay. WhatsApp your requirement, any programming language. We handle classes for engineering students also, including projects and all. If any of your relatives interested in learning coding or in engineering, kindly inform them. Thank you. Bye everyone. Have a nice day.